when I attended graduate school, that was in 1980s, identical the beginning of the topic the gentleman just mentioned, solidarity, union in this country, and also Taiwan future at that time, actually back to the 1962, was conducted in the capital of the Poland when the Kennedy administration and the PRC ambassador to Warsaw, they conducted around 10 rounds of dialogue and negotiation regarding President Chiang Kai-shek tried to counterattack and recover the mainland in 1962. And to sum up, these two countries, they do have embassy here. And they decided to block military action from President Chiang Kai-shek, and that changed the destiny of Taiwan. And I'm quite delighted to have this opportunity to talk regarding the comparison of the Central European Initiative and ASEAN. I didn't make EU and ASEAN as a comparison, only because the scale of the GDP of European Union is about 8 times larger than that of ASEAN. And the gentleman, the next one that shows you the map, the Central, Eastern, and Southeast Europe. So in geographic speaking, Southeast Europe and Southeast Asia in comparison. The next one. The next one. The next one. The ASEAN, as you can see, original white, and Cambodia was the latest member, attended in 1999. And East Timor has been the candidate member since 2006. The next one. And then come to the most critical part. Even with the economic, social integration, but those countries, particularly among ASEAN, they do have territorial sovereignty dispute. For example, Singapore and Malaysia over Petro Blanca, a very tiny island, and also Indonesia and Malaysia over Sipatan and Digitam. And they all sent to the ICJ for arbitration. The next one, and I didn't mention that that temple along the border of Cambodia and Thailand, and that is the ASEAN FTA, a more advanced FTA in comparison speaking. And for example, as you can see, each country, they are all members of ASEAN FTA. For the case of Vietnam, Laos, and Myanmar, and Cambodia, they need to join the ASEAN FTA agreement, and in order to join the ASEAN. The next one, the FTA Plus, not only inside ASEAN, but also with extra partner, with Australia, New Zealand, China, India, Korea, and Japan. The next one, the next one, the next one. ASEAN and the South China Sea, that is also a very touchy issue, not only among the ASEAN claimants, but also with countries such as Taiwan and China. And ASEAN and South China Sea, why that is so important regarding sovereignty, maritime claim, economic interest, and all the claimants, they do whatever they could to consolidate their claim in the disputed and tiny island in the South China Sea. For example, electing a local official and put the disputed island into their administrative district and build up lighthouses and open up the disputed island as the tourist spot. And maritime patrol for every country, the Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, the PRC, and the PRC was planning flag, national flag, under the seabed of the South China Sea, and also was painting marker in each disputed island and appeared to international organizations such as the Philippines, appeared to the United Nations, and hardening structure on the disputed island, and migrate civilians to the disputed island, and holding international conferences and workshops one after another. For example, the Vietnam, starting from 2009, they do have the annual South China Sea workshop. The next one. That shows you, they also changed the name. They don't like the South China Sea. So in the case of the Philippines, they changed the West Philippine Sea. In the case of Vietnam, they call it East Sea. The next one. As you could see, the loba was printing the national flag of China under the seabed of the South China Sea, and the lady shouting these two disputed island group, Paracel and Spaghetti Island, belong to Vietnam forever. The next one. That was the incident in May, and in June this year, the law enforcement or the PRC cut the cable inside the 9-dotted line, the U-shaped line in the South China Sea. That was the petroleum company of Vietnam, and this one is the lighthouse of Vietnam. The next one. However, mentioned that we are going to see in the next 4 years, we are going to see an ASEAN community with 3 pillars. The first pillar, political security community. The second pillar, economic community. And the third one, social and cultural community. The next one. The ASEAN is important, far better than that of the CEI. It's only because ASEAN could reach out from the inward-looking to outward-looking to engage the PRC, Russia, the United States, India, the great power in the development of the ASEAN's future. So as you can see, even including European Union involving in the ARF, ASEAN Regional Forum, is Security Dialogue Forum. Next one. As you can see, the APEC, 21 member, ASEAN plus 8, and ASEAN, altogether 46 countries with 2 international organizations, ASEAN Secretariat and also European Commission. The next one. The ASEAN plus 8 and APEC. It's very complicated, but in the case of ASEAN's member, including Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, they are not the member of APEC. And then the indicator of the political right and civil liberty in these 2 regions, as you could see, partly free in yellow one, and green, which means free country, and in the dark blue, that means not free country. The next one. The next one. That is the in Central European Initiative member. As you can see, Bosnia, Albania, they are in yellow one, and Moldova. The next one. The next one. Not free country. In the case of ASEAN member, Burma, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Brunei. But in the case of CEI member, Belarus. The next one. Partly free. Albania, Ukraine, Macedonia, Moldova, and together with Bosnia and Kosovo, partly free. But the next one, the free, most of the CEI member are free state. But only one in ASEAN member, Indonesia, could be qualified as the free state in that regard. The next one. And then I will touch upon before I make my concluding remark regarding the humanitarian issue. It's a development issue that is very important for countries such as in Southeast Asia. Ban Ki-moon, UN Secretary General, mentioned that climate change is going to increase the frequent nature hazards, and we have the moral, social, economic obligation to build resilience by 2015. implementation of Hong Kong framework for action will help people to reach Millennium Development Goal. The next one. Disaster prevention and emergency response. That become one of the top priority issue for ASEAN, for ARF. And I just quoted from the President of the UN General Assembly, NASA. He's taking the presidency starting from September, and he put the disaster prevention as one of the key missions for his one-year term at the United Nations. The next one. As you could see, that was the tsunami 2004, and a wave of sorrow swept over us. The next one. And ASEAN on disaster relief, all kinds of mechanisms, starting from agreement on disaster management and emergency response, and setting up a center at Jakarta, and also the standard operation procedure in that regard. The next one. And also the working program from 2010 to 2015, the most important, the prevention and mitigation and recovery. The next one. All kinds of tabletop or simulation exercise. The next one. That is the most difficult part and also controversial part. Assistance can only be deployed at a request and with the consent of the requesting party, and when offered by another party or parties with the consent of the receiving party. So we are going to see the difficulty there. The next one. Also the social cultural community blueprint mentioned about the disaster management. And the next one. The next one. And ASEAN Regional Forum, starting from 1997, they do have the intersessional meeting on disaster relief. The next one. And from tabletop to the field exercise. For example, 2009, the US and Philippines, and this year, Japan and Indonesia, they are conducting the field exercise regarding the disaster management. The next one. That was the cyclone Naji back to the 2008. The next one. And the fatality, about 138,000 in that very tragic. And also in May of that year, the military junta in Myanmar, he mentioned that it will be okay to accept the food and medicine, but not allow additional foreign aid worker or military union to operate in the country of Burma. The next one, as you can see, and the next one. That is the current situation we have seen in the last 2 weeks, and still was to come. And at least 9 million residents in Bangkok or metropolitan area, they were affected by the flood. The next one. That was the tsunami, but that is beyond my topic. The next one. The Poland flooding last year, and the worst natural disaster is the flooding in this country. And also Poland asked assistance from other European Union nations, including Hungary, even though Hungary was suffering too. And the European Flood Alert System project under the European Commission, that is very important, and we could look into that later on. The next one. And then I try to sum up. Even the Asia-Europe meeting, they put a lot of emphasis on the disaster management. The next one. And the PRC was very keen and tried to initiate all kinds of programs regarding the regional and Asia-Europe cooperation on the disaster management and mitigation. The next one. The CEI and ASEAN, in conclusion, some ASEAN and CEI members are opening up in arena of political rights, as we could see in Kosovo and also in Myanmar. And Myanmar may be undergoing dramatic development. And at the end of last September, they decided to stop the project of Misong Dam with the cooperation with the PRC and release of political prisoners and held consequential dialogue with Aung San Suu Kyi. Later on, we are going to, I hope, we are going to see that in that direction. And the U.S. is back to Asia, and particularly starting from 2009, Lower Mekong Initiative, starting from environmental health and education program. And ASEAN is moving toward ASEAN community, and CEI has 9 members already in the EU. More need and sophistication of ASEAN in regional and extra-regional cooperation for disaster management, but not in the case of CEI. The next one.
Mr. Vilcek is back.
Okay, so that is the final slide. You could see, but I'm not going to elaborate that. So I will stop there. Thank you. Thank you.